Good morning, everybody. How are you? My name is attorney Charles Zavala from Zavala Texas Law, your immigration lawyer. Today I got a video regarding, it's kind of what I boil down to, top 5 questions that I get asked from people who are either trying to get their green card through marriage or trying to get their green card through family members. So if you stick around, hopefully these can answer a lot of the questions you have. And if it doesn't, feel free to always call me. You can schedule an appointment. You can either click the link or call the number on the screen. Remember, every single appointment is going to be with me on the phone, so we can do it no matter where you are in the USA or where you are in the world. But be careful, because there are some people out there who unfortunately are trying to scam and pretend that they're our business. So everything is going to be with me. When you call our office, they'll schedule you, but the appointment will be with me. Okay? So this video is going to be very helpful if you are either applying to get your green card, you're thinking about it, you're thinking about getting married, or if you want to know if you're eligible, right? Because the process of getting your green card is a huge step. It's a huge investment. It's a huge life changer for a lot of people. That being said, people want to make sure they do it right, or people want to make sure they're eligible, because what you don't want to do is you don't want to do it wrong, so where it's either going to eat up a lot of your time, or two, it could place you in problems with immigration proceedings, right? That's the last thing we want to do. So here I'm going to answer some questions that we have accumulated over time. If you all have any questions, like I said, feel free to call, or you can always ask in the comment section, and I'm more than happy to see how we can do it. These are the questions in no particular order, and I'm gonna try to elaborate as much as I can about them, so hopefully, we get some sort of clarification. But number one, it says, how long does the process take to get a green card through marriage? Great question, right? Time is of the essence always. So we're gonna have to divide that into two kind of questions. The first question is, how are you getting your green card through marriage? Are you currently inside the USA? Are you here legally? Did you enter legally and you're applying for your green card? Or are you in the country without permission or undocumented or illegally, like some people will say, right? So that's the first question. So let's pretend you are in this country legally, right? So let's pretend I, Charles from Paraguay, marry my wife who's an American citizen. If I am inside the USA and I am here legally, or I entered legally on a student visa, tourist visa, work visa, whatever those, it's important to distinguish, because if the government's really only going to look at how did you enter the country. If you entered legally and then you overstayed your visa, or if you entered legally and you're still here on a valid visa, you're going to do what's called adjustment of status. You don't even worry about the name. But long story short, in our experience in our office, the online website of USCIS says that it takes approximately 12 to 18 months, right? And that could always be ever changing from the moment you apply till the moment you get your green card. However, that being said, in our office, and I'm not saying that we have special powers or anything like that, but we have had some green cards through marriage approved as fast as 4 months. And that is great, right? Because within 4 months, you're already a legal permanent resident. The good news is whenever you apply for your green card, you could always, and we always do this and suggest everybody do it too, apply for a work permit, right? Because you want to work during that time where you're waiting to get your green card. That will usually even come faster than your green card. So the green card is the last thing you're going to get. The work permit, you'll get much sooner than that, okay? So that's a great question. The other part of that question is, well, what if you're here in this country without permission? Or what if you're in another country, right? So the process is going to be a little different. We're going to have to do it in a little bit of separate steps. The first step is you have to file what's called an I-130 petition. Wait till that gets approved. And then after that, depending on whether you're in the country or outside the country, we're going to have to see what other options there are to get you here, right? So that is important. I would recommend, if you are in that situation, or if you're thinking about getting married or want to get your green card, give us a call. I'll give you the roadmap. We'll make it as easy as possible for you and ultimately get you to your conclusion. So that's a very good question. So I would say all in all, it could take approximately a little over a year, but we've seen it as fast as 4 months, okay? Second question, it says, what evidence do we need to prove our marriage is genuine? Great question, right? So if I am trying to get my green card through marriage, immigration, just like picture it like you're trying to go into a club or into a bar or something like that. There's always a bouncer, right? And they want to make sure you are who you say you are and you're not dangerous and all that stuff. So if I'm going to try to get my green card through marriage, right? They're going to say, well, how do I know your marriage is real? Right? How do I know it's not false? How do I know you're not just trying to get married for your green card? And that's a real problem because there is a lot of immigration fraud that goes on. A lot. I see it in my work, but there are ways to combat that. So one would ask, okay, what is a way that you can prove a marriage is genuine? Well, obviously you got to show the marriage certificate, right? Show proof that y'all are married. Second, do you all live together? Do you pay bills together? Do you pay taxes? Do you have children? Do you have pictures? Do you have lots of things that you can show that, hey, this is my partner, this is my spouse. There is no magic formula as to what you got to send. The more you can send, the better. And here in our office, we kind of got certain criteria that we'd like to send that we see the most success with. Because if you don't send them everything you want, you will get hit with what's called an RFE. That stands for Request for Evidence. And it's not a big deal, but ultimately what immigration is saying, hey, we received your application, but we would still like to see more, right? And that gives you the chance to send them the more information they want. And that's not a bad thing. The only thing is it eats up time, right? Because they send it to you via the mail. It takes for you to get in the mail. Then you have to go get the documents and you mail it back to them. Then they have to process it. It just eats up part of the time. And in the majority of our cases, our clients want to get done ASAP, and that's what we try to do. Okay, so once again, if you have questions regarding what can I show, feel free to give us a call. I'll run you through it. And if you do work with us, we try to make it as easy as possible for you. We will tell you what documents we need. We will tell you what questions we have of yours, and then you fill that out, and then we take over the rest. Right? Part of the benefit of hiring us or a professional in the matter is we know what we're doing. We have 4.9 out of 5 stars on Google. I'm very proud of that. Over 150 reviews, and it's because we know what we're doing and we try to put you in the best situation there is, right? Because that's why you come to us. Similar to taxes, I don't do my taxes. I mean, obviously I file my taxes, but I personally don't do the taxes because I look at it and it's just way too complicated for me. So what I do is I hire somebody who knows how to do it and stress-free, and they get the job done, okay? Number 3, what happens if our case is selected for an interview? Great question. So back to the situation, I from another country, marry my wife, we submit all the paperwork. USCIS can, it's not necessary, but they can say, hey, Charles, I'd like for you and your wife to come to an interview. And the purpose of that interview isn't to get you in trouble or, create problems. No, the purpose of that interview is they want to know, who are you? Are you who you say you are? Does the marriage look real? Because there is a lot of fraud, unfortunately, right? So when you go to the interview, and we actually have a really good video about this if you want to look it up. It's about the interview questions. If you go to our website, you can find the interview questions, and they will ask some they'll ask some questions at this interview. And I have been to interviews, not me but me as a lawyer, where sometimes we're in and out in less than 5 minutes, and then there's other times where we're there for a much longer time. So it all depends on whether they believe it or not. And I have seen fun questions be asked at this interview. It's been easy enough as, what is your husband's mom's name, right? Most people should know what their spouse's or their in-law's name is. But then sometimes they'll ask fun questions, like if they're trying to trip you up, and they'll be like, how does your husband or wife drink their coffee? What color is their toothbrush? Kind of things like that. What side of the bed do they sleep on? And the reason why they kind of ask these questions is they want to know what your answer is going to be. And if they really don't believe or they think something's sketchy, they may even separate you two and ask you the same question to see how the answer is, right? So I'm not trying to say this to scare you, but this is what happens at interviews. But not all interviews are scary. I would say 95% of the ones we go to, it's okay. What we try to do, we always try to screen out the relationship and make sure it's real, right? There's no fraud involved, or it's not something that's immigration's gonna look at very suspiciously. But that's gonna be a discretionary decision. But like I said, give us a call. We can help you with that and go through all of that. And if it is an interview, no big deal. I have clients who go to interviews and they say, hey, that was great. Everything's good. Thank you very much. Boom, right? Done. All right, let's see here. Question number 4. Can I work or travel outside the USA while my green card application is pending? The answer for that is no. And I would suggest you not do it. The reason why is this. If you are applying for your green card while you are inside the USA, you submit everything, your paperwork's processing. Unfortunately, there is a dumb rule that says if you leave the country without permission, they will say that you abandoned your application, which is not true, right? I mean, you could leave for multiple reasons: work reasons, family reasons, emergency reasons. But if you do leave and you don't get permission from the government, then yes, unfortunately, they will deem your application abandoned, and that can create problems if you try to come back in. So I tell all my clients, if we're gonna start this process, stay here until it's done. Unless we get your travel permit beforehand. It's called advance parole, and that is something that we do apply for. Um, there are some people who, when they apply for the green card, they only apply for the green card. We don't do that. We do everything. We apply for your green card. We apply for your work permit. We apply for your travel permit. We give you the whole buffet so there aren't any problems. Because there's some places that only do your work green card, and then you're just sitting there waiting until you get your green card and you're not able to work. So to me, that's very important that we apply for everything all at once, because that's going to be information that's going to be applications that are going to benefit you. So if you are applying for your green card in the USA, do not leave. If you have any questions regarding that, give us a call. More than happy to help. And lastly, what happens if my green card application through marriage is denied? Okay, so normally what they'll do is when they deny you, they won't tell you at the interview, right? They're not going to say, "Hey, Charles, we're denying you." What it is, they'll send you a letter and it says decision, and it'll tell you the reason as to why they denied you. So when they deny you, you could try to appeal. You could try to change their decision. I have found that if you try to appeal it, it's going to take much longer than as if you just kind of apply again. But what we need to do is we need to read the reason why did they deny it, see if it's something that we can fight, or if it's just worth it and say, hey, let's apply again, and this time let's give all the extra things they want, right? Some of the times we have seen people get denied is, for example, if you've been married in the past and then you try to get your green card. Unfortunately, I've had some clients who come to us who tried to do it on their own, and then they got denied because, hey, they married, but they were really never divorced from their previous partner in their home country, right? And you can't be married to two people. So there are multiple reasons why you can get denied. Also, criminal history. That's something that's very important to look at. We do criminal and immigration as well, so I think that's a very important overlap. But there's many reasons you can get denied, but don't worry, it's not the end of the day. If you get denied, it's not like immigration's coming on your door and taking you out. Let's read it over, let's see what it is, and then let's address it again, and let's file again. Because to me, the most important thing is getting your green card. Getting your green card will change your life. It changed my parents' lives. I think one of the biggest investments a person will ever make in their life. So we just want to make sure we do it right. But if you get a denial, it's not the end of the world. We handle a lot of cases like this. We do a lot of green cards through marriage, green card through family, green card through work. So it's important to have somebody who you trust, who knows the process, who can navigate you through this. And that's what we do here at Zavala Texas Law. Like I said, we stand behind our 4.9 out of 5 stars on Google. We speak English and Spanish. Everything's gonna be personal. I have my team who helps me do everything, but every conversation we have, it's always gonna be with me. So, we're more than happy to help you with that. So if you find that you are trying to get your green card through marriage or through family, give us a call. We're more than happy to help. We have, let's see here. Oh, wow, it's about 10 years experience now doing immigration law. We're more than happy to help you to get to your final destination. And if we can't, or if we think it's going to create problems, we're always going to be honest and transparent with you, right? Because at the end of the day, we want you to be happy and we want you to get to the destination you want to go to. And if that's with us, through Zavala Texas Law, with us, Charles Zavala, I'd be more than happy to do that. So if you'd like, please give us a call on the number on the screen or however media platform you saw this. All appointments are going to be with me personally via phone. So it doesn't matter where you are in the USA or even if you're abroad, we can accommodate. And if you are abroad and you need WhatsApp or anything, we have all that stuff. It's always going to be 832-819-3723. That's our phone number. You can find it on our websites. You can find it all on our social medias, and then it's always going to be with me, okay? So thank you for watching this video. If you have any questions, feel free to give us a call. I'm more than happy to help you. Thank you and have a beautiful day. Bye-bye.